how is it that Chelsea have had two very horrible seasons? Two very horrible seasons. But still in the top 10 of UEFA's rankings of top clubs in Europe. How? And you see, sometimes when you look at everything that Chelsea have gone through and still where they are, now people understand me and what I've been saying for the very long time by telling people that when you look at Chelsea, the things they've gone through, everything has happened to them, the sale of the club, when in 2022, when the new owners came on board, Claire Lake, Blue Coal, Todd Bowley, Baghdad, Agbali, Jose Feliciano, Baghdad, Agbali in there, all of them coming together to buy the club. The circumstances in which the club was in, especially given the fact that Russia had already begun its invasion on Ukraine. European Union wanted to sanction people. They had urged Russian assets all across Europe to be freezed. Chelsea was part of them because, of course, Roman Abramovich is a Russian oligarch, and being an oligarch of Russia, with everything that was going to go on, there was definitely going to be some sanctions to Chelsea. Chelsea got those sanctions, but still 2 seasons. And mind you, even before that, Chelsea had a transfer ban where they had to use only academy players to play. But still, the club is where it is. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you've not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. It's imperative that you do turn on notification, and then we do hear from you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So, like I said, turn on notification. Make sure we do hear from you at your best football tactical analysis channel in there. So, Ebane saying, and after BBA Chelsea Akotu, still Chelsea do rank amongst the top 10 in Europe in terms of the transfers, in terms of everything that's good, in terms of clubs and their performances. Now, there are 6 ways that UEFA does its rankings of top clubs in Europe, right? There are 6 ways of them that UEFA does all of these things. First one, UEFA club rankings in A determined by a few of the coefficients, like competitions that the club in the 5-year period enrolled in. So again, it is in the context of the 5 years, in the last 5 years. That's why Chelsea are where they are now. Match results in the last 5 years. Clubs earn points for winning or drawing matches in UEFA competitions. More points are awarded for victories, obviously, especially in knockout stages of competitions. Mind you, in the last 5 years, Chelsea has won the Super Cup. Chelsea has won the Club World Cup. Chelsea have won the Champions League in there. Chelsea have been very successful in the last 5 years. So definitely, in the scope of the last 5 years, Chelsea are in a very good place. And that's why UEFA do rank Chelsea in the top 10 of Europe's best club. Even though, say, in the last 2 years, it has been very tumultuous, very bad seasons that Chelsea are having in the English Premier League, and of course, also in Europe the last time they were there. Progresses in competitions. Additional points are awarded to reaching various stages in UEFA competitions like the Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and UEFA Champions League, such as Group Stage 1 of 16, semi-finals, and finals in there. Mind you, Chelsea has been to finals, Super Cup finals, Club World Cup finals in there. So definitely, Chelsea are part of the lots that are doing well, and that's why Chelsea are getting all of the credit, the plaudits in there in terms of the good job that they are doing. Finally, bonus points also on coefficient scores. Bonus points, the clubs earn bonus points for specific achievements such as winning of a competition, and that's what Chelsea did in terms of winning the Champions League 2 seasons ago, reaching knockout stage of competitions, and then significant milestones like winning the Club World Cup, and then of course the fact that Chelsea have automatically qualified for next year's Club World Cup also in 2025 in there. Then also association coefficient. So Liga will definitely add some coefficient to it. The English Premier League has been very successful in the last 5 years. Yes, last season they didn't really get to the top of other leagues, but definitely they've been very successful and consistent in the last few years, and that's why Chelsea also gets more points from there. And weighting by season, the points from each of the 5 seasons are weighted equally. However, more recent performances have a greater impact if they lead to progression in the current competitions. These rankings are updated regularly to reflect on rules of UEFA and competitions, and are used to seeding teams in the Champions League and in the Sonti. So Russia needs at Chelsea, although in the last 2 years have been very shambolic, but they are up there in terms of the UEFA's latest club rankings. It's simple. Chelsea have been very consistent in the last 5 years. They've won some major trophies in there, and then after all of that, you can realize that Chelsea, where they play in their financial management, the last time I told you, in as much as Chelsea have been in a bad state, UEFA still believe that Chelsea financially are one of the strong teams in Europe, and financially they are also there. So Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern, Liverpool, Roma, Paris Saint-Germain, Villarreal, Dortmund, Chelsea, and International Milan. Chelsea 9th in the make the top 10 of Europe. Chelsea still in the top 10 after 2 years away from UEFA's premier competition. Roma have Mourinho to thank for where they've been as well. In the last 5 years, Mourinho came into Roma and they've done some good job as well in there. Have you seen the video? See, have you seen a video of Enzo Maresca working with his goalkeepers and teaching them exactly what he wants for them? See, Chelsea new coach now. It is the hands-on attitude to get a job done for me. The fact that he goes into a new place, Waba, Chelsea for you differently. He was from Leicester City. Once he came in, he has told everybody, saying I'm a person me. Now, first few days, he has been working with the full team, the players, the outfield players, no, center backs, no, their pictures are there on the center backs, no, routine on the angles he wants them to receive the ball from the goalkeeper, how he wants them to pass forward, which angles, which time does he want to pin, which distance does, what's the depth, what's the width of where that's positioned and receive the ball. All of these minute details. I know. Fonko for Bebri, and a coach from Abba, why do you have the coach and everything? I understand. When you are tactically very inclined and you love the game from that point of view, and you want to enjoy it from that point of view, and you want to learn something, these minute details are very important. Again, these tacticals of a coach, of coaches, are very, very careful, very detailed. They always want to dot the T's, dot the I's, and then cross the T's because they are very important in the grand scheme of things. And that's exactly what Enzo Maresca is doing with his team. That's exactly what he's trying to push with his team. That is how he's trying to make things happen for himself and his team. And the latest video of how Enzo Maresca, any goalkeepers, echo through the paces on where he wants to pass the ball from, where he wants them to receive the ball from, when he has to pass the ball, why they shouldn't balloon the ball regardless of the pressure that comes from opposing teams. You're mind-boggling, and you're refreshing, and then it tells you exactly where the team wants to get to in terms of building up from the back. Makacho said, in the current modern way of playing football, the best way of defending, as said by every other technical and tactical person, every other expert in that field of football, is simple. Say, the more you have the ball, the more you are in control. The more you have the ball, especially away from your goal, the more it is difficult for your opponent to get the ball and score you. Again, mind you, say XGs reduce when the ball is away from your goal post. The more you have the ball, the more you dominate speed, the more you tire the opponent, the more you seem to be in control. Into that level of control. And more if you say, in terms of control, there's control with the ball and there's control without the ball. And Enzo Maresca, Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, Jurgen Klopp, all of these coaches that are very, very passionate and enthusiastic about the positional way of playing football. Say, receive in this zone, receive with this body orientation, turn to this angle, pass to that side. All of them are very, very detailed about some of these ways of playing the game, and they don't more standing out. And that's exactly what Enzo Maresca is trying to do with the team. And in there, goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic has returned quickly. Mind you, the players in your mobile Euros, they were not supposed to return this week, they were supposed to return next week. But all of them, including Abrantia Efeni Mihailo Modric, and now goalkeeper side on them, Abrantia Efeni Georgi Petrovic. Last season, Georgi Petrovic ended Chelsea's season as the #1 goalkeeper. But he started this preseason. Georgi Petrovic will have to now start afresh and compete with Abrantia Efeni Robert Sanchez, because Robert is a more natural of a ball playing goalkeeper than Georgi Petrovic. Can this preseason give a chance to Georgi Petrovic for him to develop his ball playing ability, for him to show confidence on the ball playing abilities? Enzo Maresca will now believe, okay, he is his #1 goalkeeper to come in terms of the next English Premier League season, the best starting very, very soon, and he has returned. You watch the video in there and you understand the details. First, the Enzo Maresca started say, oh yeah, and he said, on obey like regular shooting drills with goalkeepers, no I show how be able to save the ball on shot stopping ability with money creating to block their faces like in a game state. And now when they do all of those things and they are done, when they finish doing all of those things, then they can go into the basics, they can go into the on the ball ability, they can go into the passing from the back, and all of those details that are very important in everything that they want to do. So let us go in there and watch that video of how Enzo Maresca and in your boys now started said Jumano at the back, and everything that they did in terms of what they bring to the team over there.
Oh yes, Sufi. Well done. Oh yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll share that video and everything is clear. Chelsea are planning to this, they hit the ground running, they dictate the pace of games, and then they play out on the back and make sure that everything is well for them. There is a new Chelsea player on the block, and he has spoken. These are the first words of Abrantia, your friend Renato Viega. Renato Viega. Maybe this is the first time I hear Renato Viega, or maybe this is the first time that you are hearing me talk about Renato Viega. Mami in Churchill, why he's an important player to Chelsea Football Club. Me sure about in the last few months. Not Chelsea HEC Italian player be a friend of Riccardo Calafiori. Now, they be an Beka Chelsea. One of the key attributes of Riccardo Calafiori, and especially in the positional way of playing football, Adibia very, very important. You don't necessarily have to stick players to the nominal formations. Now, you give them roles. Into players be say Riccardo Calafiori, are very, very versatile. And it is the same cloth and a branch of Renato Viega air cut from. Now, what it is that these guys can play as center back, these guys can play as left back, these guys can play as right back, these guys can play as an inverted form of either right back or left back, or even as a libero if they are starting from the center back areas. These players are very, very important. Again, last season, Chelsea were issues with set pieces defending and even scoring from set pieces, especially from corner kicks. So there was the need to augment the height disadvantage of the team. The tossing and then by this boy called Renato Viega, 6'3", very, very tall player, very bulky, very physical, very, very combative in wide areas. Chelsea in your match, normal ball against a winger like Bukayo Saka, and they want to deal with him from 1v1 from outward. They need a very good 1v1 dueler because any winger and 1v1 dueler. You need your center back to also be very intelligent in terms of his positioning, his body orientation, to deal with 1v1 threat of wingers in high profile matches. And that's why because of all of these nitty-gritties, all of these very important details needed in building a team, Chelsea went to Riccardo Calafiori. Bologna for the bomb because the boy was bought from team FC Basel and on a 50% onwards sale that's in that money outrageous, and Chelsea felt it's not good enough. Juventus had pulled out. Chelsea pulled out after saying they went to inquire about the boy, and then a team friend Arsenal seemed to be making inroads with Abrantia and friend Riccardo Calafiori. Chelsea used its biggest asset, the biggest asset, the scouting team. Chelsea's biggest asset, the scouting team, to go and do a networking and then a scouting of a player who is in the same frame of Renato Viega, same as Riccardo Calafiori, and have a higher ceiling than him. Bring him in, teach him exactly how they want things to be done, and then grow him, give him the opportunity to grow, and then grow him and bring him into their team. And then the boy called Renato Viega is in the Chelsea team. Mind you, this is a player, Nepapa, a former Angolan player. He was born in Portugal. He has a Portuguese name. He speaks 5 languages: Arabic, English, Spanish, Portuguese, and then French. And that's what Renato Viega at the back team now. Chelsea agent. Chelsea have gotten him. He has also said his first words to the Chelsea media, speaking about where he has come from and speaking about the fact that for him, he looks at Obi to say Eden Hazard in the last few years. They have been very important to him. Didier Drogba and N'Golo Kanté, role of the time of the current club. Viega is already familiar with one player, Diego Moreira, also AFC Portugal. He plays in the Portuguese under 21 team with a bunch of friend Renato Viega. I say Moreira is my boy. I know him from the national team. I look forward to seeing him here because I haven't actually got a chance to catch up with him. It will be a special moment in there. But then now it is down to business. Abrantia friend Renato Viega has now joined Chelsea officially, and it's important. Chelsea have gotten an inverted fullback together with Marco Correa. It means that Chelsea have now 3 proper fullbacks, 1 natural fullback in Abrantia friend Benjamin Chilwell, and then 2 of them who can come inverted in the middle of the park, Renato Viega and then Marco Correa. And then again, you go to the right back. Chelsea have extended the contract of Josh Echampon, money at the young right back in the academy, together with James and Abrantia friend Malo Gusto. There are 6 different centre backs of Chelsea: Chaloba, Adebayo, Fofana, Baldashiri, Desasi, and Abrantia friend Levi. 6 of them. Chelsea have options in the back line, in the goalkeeper, so on. Then in the middle of the park, there's a quality in there for everybody. It's just say Abrante Feno, Leslie Gochuku can go on loan, but then all of them are there. Look at somebody like Romeo Lavia, Moise Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Kenan Drisby Hall. You look at somebody like Kani Chukwuemeka. All of these quality are in the Chelsea team in there, and then they are preparing for next season in there. Of course, Renato Viega Abba and Wabeka team home, which is an important one for Chelsea Football Club. Estavao William, see me who talent. And one of the things I do consistently is to scout for talent. In my free time, I've said it several times, I don't have any other hobby apart from football. Watch football, watch lower tier games, watch Brazilian league games. And the last few videos and footages I've gotten to review, 90-minute footages of Abrante and Estavao William from Sporty TV has been top notch. Top notch. When you watch Estavao William, when you watch the things he do, it starts on the field of play. You know, my last game money at Let's Go Guyanese, a boy in the Brazilian league over there. You realize that in that team, their fullbacks consistently doubled up on him. And then their attacking winger, they'll come back, double up on Abrante and Estavao William. But consistently, Estavao William found space to find in there. And right in the last game of boy, on an assist. In 9 games, Abrante and Estavao William in the Campeonato Brasileiro games for Palmeiras. No? Oshe Gills wash out. We're making 4 assists and wash 4 goals in 9 games. 4 assists, 4 goals. 2 assists against Vasco da Gama. 1 goal against Atletico de Mineiro. No goal against RB Benedito. 1 goal against Juventude. Fortaleza, he didn't score a goal. Corinthians, he didn't score a goal. Scored a goal against Grêmio. Scored a goal and assist against Bahia. And an assist last night. 17 years of age. I know the names of Lamine Yamal, the names of Pedri, the names of Abrante Feno, other goaler, the names of Nico Williams is ringing everywhere. But then watch out for this boy Feno, Estavao William. People in Brazil believe that he is bigger than Endrick, he is bigger than all of those new boys that ever happened. And then he is the new Brazilian big team. Oh, yes. So we wait to see what Estavao William brings to Chelsea Football Club when he comes in our Chelsea as a new player in there. Now let us go on as well. Napoli this afternoon have gotten an agreement in principle. Napoli agreement in principle, an agreement in principle with Abrante personal terms with Abrante friend Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku agreement in principle with Napoli Football Club. Napoli Football Club, SSC Napoli. Mekacho say immediately Papa friend Antonio Conte joined SSC Napoli. They were always going to look the way of Abrante friend Romelu Lukaku. And obviously, since Jose Mourinho left Roma, definitely they knew that they were going to find it hard to keep Abrante friend Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku seems to be arriving at a consensus with SSC Napoli. SSC Napoli in there. And in there, they have agreed at personal terms with Abrante friend Romelu Lukaku. The bigger issue, and they said they want to send a bid of 28 million plus 8 million add-ons to Chelsea, as Antonio Conte is still keen on the striker. The only issue is that Chelsea want 32 million flat fee plus an extra 8 million in terms of the add-ons for Abrante friend Romelu Lukaku. We'll wait to see if that deal can be done. But then, of course, he is a player that's needed by Napoli, and Chelsea are also very keen on making sure that they lend Abrante and Romelu Lukaku go Senegal. They can move on with everything that they are doing. Joshua Zirkzee automatically and now a Manchester United player. Joshua Zirkzee, top player. See, if you're a Manchester United fan, you know that Joshua Zirkzee and now Joshua Zirkzee, Rasmus Højlund, Rashford, and then of course Bruno Fernandes all can play together, and it's important. Like I was saying the last time, Holland is a more of an out and out center forward than Joshua Zirkzee. Now Zirkzee is a very good player in between the lines. Yes, I've seen a lot of Manchester United fans say that he is not a finisher, he doesn't give you 20 goals and what's not. I agree. The player isn't in there to get 20 goals today. See, every day let us have the discussion of transfers and players in the context of how the market is going, how football is changing, because the game's evolution is consistent and it goes every day as things happen. Money in the game is dwindling. Money from TV revenue is going down. Teams in France are struggling. bigger teams, even like Manchester United, have a lot of cash inflow and revenue, are still prioritizing getting players that are versatile, getting players who don't necessarily have to do just one thing for the team, but players who add to the general growth of the team. And in team building, there was a need for a player in the shape of Joshua Zirkzee. Next season, he may not be scoring 20 goals, he may not be scoring 30 goals. He can. He has a very good ball striking ability, create separation when he's up top. But the most important attribute of Joshua Zirkzee, that makes me very important, is the fact that he consistently loves to come short. For a player like Joshua Zirkzee, he's able to come short, able to combine. And if you have players like Bruno Fernandes who love to play the one-touch passes in between the lines, and then you have Marcus Rashford keeping the width. Now, what that means is that if you have Zirkzee combining with Bruno Fernandes in between the lines centrally, then you need people to also attack the spaces, and that's why Marcus Rashford will be very important, because Zirkzee definitely dropping into the middle of the park will pull players into him. When he does, Marcus Rashford has to attack the spaces. I don't know the future of Jadon Sancho. He has started training with Manchester United, but he is also going to be an important player in terms of keeping the width and coming inside into the half spaces when the Zirkzee drops deeper. And then Højlund was going to be the main target man up top to also occupy center backs and also get onto the end of balls in there when the ball goes out, right, in terms of the box presence. So Joshua Zirkzee, very important player for Manchester United. If you're a Manchester United fan, do not be worried that you're getting a player who probably next season won't give you 30 goals, 20 goals, and everything that's going on in there. This is an important player that's definitely going to help Manchester United, and everybody who understands the game knows this. Be glad you're getting a player like Joshua Zirkzee. It's only a matter of time that people will understand the importance of Joshua Zirkzee in the team's shape. Of course, Matthias De Ligt is also an important player who's coming in at Manchester United. As well as good as box defenders go, Matthias De Ligt is one of the best guys that you can mention. He has the intelligent ability to understand what areas where the ball is going to be, and the anticipation that I'm talking about. The fact that he's able to read the game very well, the fact that he's able to read the game very well in defending the box, aerial presence in there. And then, of course, if you get Lenny Yoro, then he's going to be part of very, very good crop of centre backs in the team as well. If Manchester United are getting Leandro Martinez, Gerard Braithwaite, Matthias De Ligt, and then of course Lenny Yoro there, that's a good depth in terms of centre back quality in that Manchester United team. And then wait to see if all of those ones are going to be made official in terms of the quality that is there. So what you see in there in terms of the quality of all the players that are going to come in. A lot of transfer news in here for you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to the channel, like I always tell you, do all to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. It's imperative also that we want to hear from you. 40 million. Again, now people understand why Todd Boehly and Baghdad Eghbali are the GOATs. People understand why Todd Boehly and Baghdad Eghbali are the GOATs. They are the GOATs. Because now they've shown clubs a lot of ways. They never paid release clauses outrightly. They've shown clubs that you can pay more over a long period of time by adding just a small fee. And that's why Manchester United are not paying a straight up 40 million for Joshua Zirkzee, but they're adding 2 more million to make sure they pay it over the span of about 2 to 3 years for the boy that's called Joshua Zirkzee. We are going to end the conversation here today. God willing, tomorrow, in the morning on Love FM, there's going to be the big morning analysis on Love FM. If you love the English sessions, join in, let's enjoy it. Of course, after that, we go jump straight to Insha. And in the evening, I'll bring you the one also from home. So it's back to back in terms of updates, in terms of analysis, the preview of all the games that's going to go on the Euros over the weekend, and everything in terms of the transfer markets and what's happening with the team's preseason. This is Fiifi-Manfred. We give you the best